Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran high, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome LSU President F. Alexander.
It is so exciting to see all of you here for many reasons. Number one, every one of your kids are our kids, and every one of our students are yours. And more importantly, we know that our graduation rate at this university or at Southern, or at the ULs, or at Baton Rouge Community College, our graduation rates don't start when they show up at orientation. They start when they start in preschool and kindergarten. We're honored to have Superintendent Drake bring all of you here, and we'd like to have this done every year right here on our campus because of the importance of your students and children. Just a bit of logistics. Behind this curtain are numerous tables that our colleges are presenting information that can help staff of EBR, the faculty, the programs, conferences we do all year, programs that help children. Please feel free at 10:30 today to wander back behind the curtain and get as much information so we can partner even further than what we've already done. I'd also like to thank all the sixth grade teachers in the audience today, and I'll point them out. We're sixth graders. Thanks to you and Superintendent Drake, we started a program this past year that brought every sixth grader to campus in East Baton Rouge school system. We brought them to campus to experience what a college day is like, and you'd be amazed that maybe only 40% had ever been on our campus before. So the significance of showing them what they can accomplish is always a journey for us. And speaking of that journey, what you'll receive behind stage also is our Journey to College initiative. We, along with Southern University, the ULs, and now Baton Rouge Community College, who's joined us, have prescribed a course of understanding from sixth grade through their senior year in high school, what they should be paying attention to, what dates are important, like financial aid deadlines, but more importantly, what classes they should be taking and courses they should be taking from sixth grade through their 12th grade year. We're distributing these in every school, and let me commend our college counselors. We know what a difficult task you have in high school. When your student-to-faculty ratio is 200 to 1 or 300 to 1 in some states, or 400 to 1 as it is in California, it's all of our jobs to be college counselors for every one of these kids. Every one of us should know what our students should be studying, how they should be prepared, and for them to go to college, what they should be prepared to have in hand when they graduate from our great high schools here at East Baton Rouge. We've got a mission, and it's a common mission. And that mission is this, that when I speak to a third grade classroom, I always ask them, how many of you want to go to college? And you know what? Every third grade hand goes up in the air. Every third grade hand goes up in the air. When I ask a fifth grade classroom, we lose a couple. When I ask a seventh grade classroom, we lose a lot more. When I ask a ninth grade classroom, we've lost half that think and believe they should be going to college. Our simple mission together as a unified public education, as one unified public education, from our great community colleges to our great four-year institutions, to our high schools, to our middle schools, to our elementary schools, is this: help me keep every one of those third grade hands in the air until they graduate from high school, and then we'll take them from there and run with them from there. So thank you all for coming here. Thank you for being a part of LSU on our campus, but more importantly, thank you for being a part of public education, which this country is founded on, which our students are graduates from, which we thank each and every one of you for the jobs you do each and every day. Thank you very much, everybody, and let's meet that mission of keeping every third grade hand in the air. Thank you very much.
We interrupt this program to bring you the following WBRZ special report. Good morning, I'm John Pastorek. Teachers, congratulations. You've made it to another school year. And if you're sitting out there wondering why you teach, maybe Krista McAuliffe said it best. I touch the future, I teach. Someone once said, teachers affect eternity. No one can tell where their influence stops. And if you think about it, to teach is to create ripples of hope, imagination, and dreams that extend for generations to come. It's true. I've had so many teachers that have influenced me and are responsible for where I am today. From Sister Helena, Mr. Ross, and Mrs. Mackey, to Mrs. Lovely, Mrs. Claiborne, Mrs. Martin, and Mrs. Wilson, to Coaches Guillot, Cumbo, and Morris. Here's just one example. It was 1972. My senior year at Broadmoor High School. We had a new English teacher who had a new and different way of teaching. He would challenge us to be different, creative, expressive, to think out of the box, to leave our comfort zones and develop our own style of writing and storytelling. He would always call on me to share my short stories, poems, and essays with the class because they were different and entertaining. When I'd finish, he'd smile and raise his fist and say, "Right on." Well, fast forward many years later, and I was invited to speak at a Baptist church north of Baton Rouge, and I shared a story that was different, creative, and very outside the box. It was a story about my father's courageous and inspirational battle against cancer. The story had been published in a local newspaper, and I'd even shared it on National Public Radio. I had no idea how the audience was going to react. As I told the story, I noticed tears, loud cries of amen, and a standing ovation when I was finished. And off to the side, the man who had introduced me to the congregation was smiling ear to ear, just like he'd done decades before in class. You see, that man was my English teacher from many years ago at Broadmoor. So to Mr. Charles Hulbert and to all you teachers, thanks for believing in us, for challenging us to dare to be different, and for touching our lives and futures. Right on. And one more thing. Fight on, Broadmoor, strong and true. Fight on, Broadmoor, we will see you through. With courage ever, falter never. Fight on, Broadmoor, fight. Go Bucks, beat Tara. Sorry, Superintendent Drake, I just had to get that with you. Have a great school year. I'm John Pastorek reporting. We now join our regularly scheduled program, Already in Progress.
Please welcome East Baton Rouge Parish School Board President, Barbara Freiberg.
Good morning, one team, the best team in Louisiana. Welcome. This is so exciting. I have to thank, look at this setup. We have to thank Dr. Alexander and LSU for allowing us to be here. We also want to say a special thanks to our own communications person, Adana Kadugan, for making sure that this day is wonderful. Look at all the wonderful things she's put together for us here today. So let's thank their staff. So my job this morning is to welcome you on behalf of our East Baton Rouge Parish School Board. And I've seen some of our school board members here, and I was going to have them stand, but I'm not sure you can see them in the dark. But if they will, we have Mark Ballou from District 1. We have Varita Lee from District 2. Kenyetta Nelson Smith is from District 3. Dawn Collins, District 4. Evelyn Ware Jackson from District 5, who is also our Vice President. We have Jill Dyson from District 6, Connie Bernard from District 8, and David Tatman from District 9. On behalf of all our board members, I welcome you to this celebration of a new year of one team, one mission, building the future of Baton Rouge. Every year as a teacher, and I taught for about 30 years, this was the most exciting time of the year when students were coming back and we were so pumped to go. But I knew all the time that we couldn't do it alone. We know educating students is about people, not about programs. And we have a lot of community partners who have helped us through the years and continue to grow that base of help each year. And I want to recognize, and we have probably 100 of them here today or more, but if you fit the category, would you stand and let us recognize you? First of all, we have some members of our East Baton Rouge Parish legislative delegation here. If you're part of our delegation, would you please stand and be recognized? I know I saw Ted, yes, right here. We have, I believe, some Bessie members. I know I saw one former Bessie member. Yes, Jada. If you would stand, if you're a current Bessie member or former Bessie member or a former East Baton Rouge Parish School Board member, would you stand? Fantastic, fantastic. We have, I believe, the mayor might be here. I know some, yes, he is, Mr. Mayor. And some city council folks are here, perhaps. All right. We have law enforcement. I know I saw our district attorney. Are there some others? If you would stand up. Yes. Colonel Edmondson. And here's the category that's just huge, our community partners and leaders. I know we have 100 Black Men, we have Manners of the Heart, we have the NAACP, we have ExxonMobil, One Community, One School, Cox. If you're a partner, VIPS, iCare, Foundation for East Baton Rouge Parish Schools, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you so much for being here. These are the people that make it happen. But of course, the most important people are you. And I think of City Year every year, you know, I'm fired up. So I want to know, I want to hear who's fired up. First of all, I know we have high school over here. Is high school fired up? By the way, John, I was a Lehigh patriot. How about our middle schoolers? Are we fired up? And I don't guess I have to ask about elementary. Is elementary fired up? So, Dr. Alexander, you got some good kids coming your way. Last Saturday, I had the opportunity to be at Mount Pilgrim Baptist Church with Miss Lee and Mr. Drake at their back to school. And they were singing a song that went something like, I'm so glad to be going back to school. I'm so glad to be going back to school. And they were singing and clapping and having the best time. And I thought, yeah, that's what it's all about. I think about my own church, and I think about a hymn that we sing in my church, in the Methodist Church, entitled The Hymn of Promise, because I think promise is what the new school year is all about, the promise in every kid. The first stanza goes, in the bulb there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree. In cocoons the hidden promise, butterflies will soon be free. In the cold and snow of winter, there's a spring that waits to be. Unrevealed until its season, something only God alone can see. That seed, that bulb, that promise is in each of our students. And I know that all of us have had teachers who made the difference in our lives. Like all of you here today, I don't have just one teacher that influenced me, that believed in that promise. I had hundreds of them. We all have. We remember the way they challenged us, the way they made us feel, how they pushed us, the encouragement that they gave us, the values that they taught us, the way they helped us to understand the world and analyze it and ask questions. They helped us become the people that we are today. I hope that they continue entering my life, and they do, and giving me permission to think, risk, try, and fail. And I hope that I'll always be able to welcome their insight and inspiration. So today, on behalf of our board and our staff, we wish each of you a wonderful, wonderful school year. And we thank you for making the difference, the long, long hours, creating a sense of family, being the keeper of dreams, never giving up on anybody, believing in miracles, respecting each other, taking responsibility for all of our students, giving your heart, being a dream maker, being the wind beneath our wings. And as Dr. Seuss would say, you're off to great places, today is your day, your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Have a wonderful school year. Thank you.
Please join us in saluting our 2016 Teachers and Principals of the Year. Elementary School Teacher of the Year, Christian Simpson. Elementary School Teacher of the Year, Christian Simpson. Middle School Teacher of the Year, Danielle Rick. High School Teacher of the Year, Natasha Fanny Irvin. Elementary School Principal of the Year, Pamela D. Marshall. Middle School Principal of the Year, Jamie Noel. High School Principal of the Year, Brandon Levatino.
The impact of a teacher. There are many teachers who touch my life, and I'm telling you, these teachers still touch my life today. Two in particular, Doretha Cook and Sherry Jacob. These individuals saw something in me that I did not even know existed, and they touched on it. They tapped into that talent. They had to pull that talent out, because you may never know, I was pretty shy back when I was in school. But these teachers, what they did, which made me so proud, they conversed with my parents to make sure that they can mentor me. And my parents, of course, said yes. Sherry Jacob now serves as the mayor of Faraday, Louisiana, my hometown. Doretha Cook is a retired educator, but she is still impacting kids' lives today. I go home often because I can never forget where I come from. I can never forget the parish where I got my start. Public school, yeah, I'm a product of public school and I'm proud to say it. But teachers impact your life on a daily basis, and I think when kids realize that a teacher cares and that a teacher actually hears and listens to what he or she is saying, that's when that mentorship begins. We all have to respect authority. And I believe that when that student and that teacher form their relationship, that authority comes automatic. So, a teacher's impact in my life, it's been amazing. A teacher's impact in your life, it's going to be amazing. Have a fabulous school year.
Look closely. Can you see it? We're building something. In the classroom, on the field, we're building. Brick by brick, day by day, we're laying a strong foundation. We're watering our bamboo. And when it sprouts, there's no denying the transformational power of a quality education. Every day, our commitment to pursuing excellence is inspiring greatness. We are one team, one mission. Building the future of Baton Rouge.
Please welcome East Baton Rouge Parish School Board Vice President Evelyn Ware Jackson.
Good morning, Team EBR. I'm so excited for you. Are you going to have a wonderful school year? Yes, we are. We're going to have a wonderful year of growth. After a solid year of building last year, we have a great opportunity to improve this school year. And I want you to know that I'm behind you. I support you. The support of the entire school board and our superintendent is with you as you go about this very, very important work. I love our superintendent's motto, one team, one mission, because that's who we are. And our mission is incredibly important. This summer has seen some challenges for our school district family, for those we've lost tragically, for our community as a whole. But difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. And I'm believing in the beautiful destination ahead for our students and the East Baton Rouge Parish School District. We are growing, we are moving forward, and we're getting better every day. The future of this city is in our youth. You play an important role in shaping this next generation. The words you speak into the lives of our kids are powerful. Please keep that in mind as you interact with our students each day. You know, there's an ancient script that says there's life and death in the power of the tongue. Words either build us up or they tear us down. And you really are building the future of this community. Now, last night I was thinking about a little story that I wanted to tell you, and I started not to because you may end up laughing throughout the day. You're playing with it. But I'm going to tell you anyway. As a fourth grader, I had a teacher that spoke the right words to me. You know, I'm from Opelousas. And y'all know how we talk over there, don't you? Well, I tell you, Mrs. Lee looked me dead in the eye one day and she said, "Where? You got a good head. You got a good head, where?" Now, I know that sounds, like that's not a lot, for a teacher to say that would stick into the heart. But you see, she was talking to a little shy girl that was extremely introverted and was hearing two conflicting messages at home. One parent would say, "You're smart, you better get good grades." And that was it. And the other parent sometimes would say, "Oh, you stupid." And that's one word that I try to keep out of my vocabulary. I challenge you to speak life into our children's future every chance you get. In high school, there was another teacher, Mr. Damaris. He was my English teacher, although he was French. And not a lot of students liked Mr. Damaris, but I really liked Mr. Damaris because he would let me read to the class, And one day he said to me, "Where," with an R on the end, "you have charisma. I think you should look into political science when you go to school. And I'm thinking, first of all, I don't know what charisma means. Secondly, I'm intimidated by science. And how on earth is political and science, how does that go together? Well, I thought, well, he really missed that one, and I love him anyway, right? It wasn't until 40-something years later that that came to pass. Now, that was not in my plan, but I tell you what, when people started asking me about running for school board, Mr. Damaris's voice came to my mind. So you never know what drops into your heart for a child. You need to tell them the right time and in the right spirit. Let them know. Impart some wisdom into our youth. Our school system plays a huge role in building a brighter future for this community. The work you do matters. Your role matters. Without quality education and training, success is practically impossible for our children. The opportunity for our best year lies before us. Let's make it better than anyone can imagine. So I thank you for all that you do. Make it a great year. And as my pep squad vice president inside of me would say, one team, one mission. Thank you. Have a wonderful year.
The workforce is changing. But no matter what comes, our students will be prepared. The East Baton Rouge Parish School System has strong academic programs designed to encourage every student to excel. Our expectations for our students are high, and we provide them with the support necessary to achieve unimaginable heights. Rigorous curriculum, career exploration opportunities, and leading-edge technology ensure that no matter what the future holds, our students will be up to the challenge.
Please welcome 2016 Baton Rouge High School graduate and U.S. Presidential Scholar, Stefan Dessa.
Good morning. How was the bus ride? Good, yeah. So as you can see, my name is Stefan Dessa, and I'm a 2016 graduate of Baton Rouge Magnet High. I see you guys over there. I'm the son of two amazing parents, Jericho Dessa and Patricia and Hostess Zamora, who is also a proud member of the EBR team. I am a U.S. Presidential Scholar. Each year, less than 160 students across the nation are named U.S. Presidential Scholars, so it was like a huge honor for me to be among those selected. And I'm really proud to say that this school system produced not just one, but two of those. So good job to all of you guys, because it's really because of you guys. This fall, I'll be attending Yale, and thank you. And I plan to major in biochemistry, and I've been a student in East Baton Rouge Public School System for 10 years, and so I just want to thank all the teachers in Buchanan Elementary, Glasgow Middle, and of course my high school again. In all these 10 years, I've been exposed to so much academic challenges and extracurricular activities that really led me to develop as a person. All the education I received, it wouldn't be possible without all the teachers, the administrators, the cafeteria staff, the bus drivers, just everyone, man. So I guess I gave the speech just to give my gratitude and to thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
I was asked to share some thoughts on or memories of teachers who I felt were significant persons in my life when I was growing up. And in answer to that question, two people come to mind. The first is Mrs. Minnie Weston Saunders Bowden. Mrs. Bowden was my English teacher in junior high school. Mrs. Bowden instilled in each one of us in her classes the importance of getting an education, but the importance of communicating. Mrs. Bowden had us writing essays in junior high school. But it wasn't just the writing of the essays, it was to make sure that the essays could accurately share information or an experience that we had. Mrs. Bowden also showed us love. She pushed us, but she also told us that we cared, and that in order to be successful in life, you had to have a good education. The other person was my mother, Mrs. Ella Cook, who was a fourth grade teacher in the Monroe City school system. What was significant about that is I saw my mother going to work every day trying to help make a positive difference in the lives of children. But then also years later, people would come up to her and say, Mrs. Cook, thank you for what you did for me when I was in school. I really appreciate it. So seeing those two individuals in the Monroe City school system brings back fond memories to me. But in thinking of Mrs. Bowden, there was something else Mrs. Bowden did. I must admit, we didn't necessarily care for Ms. Bowden a lot back then because we thought Ms. Bowden was very strict. But Ms. Bowden always said, you can't be as good as, you have to be better than. So she instilled that within us, to get an education, to go about life, to set some positive goals. I think that the profession of education is one of the greatest professions that anyone could ever go into because it is truly a profession that shapes the lives of not just people today, but people for years and years to come.
Who our students become profoundly impacts what our city becomes. Now more than ever, we recognize the importance of our role in shaping the future leaders of this community. Our schools offer character programs that encourage students to find their voice while respecting the voices of others. They are reminded to do the right thing, even when it's unpopular or difficult. When our community calls on the next generation of leaders, they will be ready. That is our commitment.
Please welcome 2016 Tara High School graduate and LPB Young Hero Award winner.
Good morning. I am Katie LeBlanc. I am a 2016 graduate of Tara High School, and I am one of 8 statewide winners of LPB's Young Heroes Award. I was born with spina bifida and hydrocephalus and had 18 surgeries by the time I was 8 years old, but I refused to be limited. I began dancing at age 3 and have been playing wheelchair tennis since I was 12. I even lettered in tennis during my time at Tara High. I volunteered with Women's Hospital's Swim Strong program and was an honor roll student, a member of Beta Society, a member of my school's choir, and was on the homecoming court. U.S. Olympian Catherine Rudder said it takes true strength of character to redefine your limits by pushing past them. That is my goal, to continue to redefine my limits. This fall, I plan to attend BRCC with a future goal of being a child life specialist. And I know that I have the character and resiliency it takes to succeed in whatever comes next. Thank you for helping build my future.
My name is Jeff Martin. I'm the Commercial Banking Executive for Regions Bank. I'm also the Board President for the Foundation for the East Baton Rouge School System. In order for us to fulfill our mission to enhance education, champion innovation, and provide sustained financial support to all of the public schools throughout the East Baton Rouge Parish system, we need full community support. We need it from large corporations, we need it from small business owners, we need it from individuals, from parents, from board members, and we need it from you.
With our combined effort, we can make a significant contribution on the lives of our children and our schools. This year, we have the opportunity to work together to help our kids.
My school, Scotlandville Pre-Engineering Magnet Academy, has greatly benefited from the resources that have been provided by the East Baton Rouge Parish Foundation. All of the resources that have been provided have helped my students to be successful with winning national robotics competitions, as well as creating other STEM projects. I am asking you to join with me in investing in the East Baton Rouge Parish Foundation.
My name is Jeff Martin.
Do their doodles become priceless pieces of memorabilia? Do they one day perform to sold-out arenas of adoring fans? Will their talented expressions capture the imagination of a generation? In East Baton Rouge Parish Schools, we nurture their inner creative genius, knowing the possibilities are endless for our students. Tomorrow's curtain calls begin today.
Please welcome outstanding artists Denise and Desiree Verrett.
Good morning. I'm Desiree Verrett. And I'm Denise. Okay, so, okay. I'm Desiree. Throughout our time at East Baton Rouge Parish Schools, we have had the opportunity to take advantage of some amazing programs. Our favorite has been the recycling project installation that we did through Gita Dave and the LASM Museum. That was my line. Well, you could say your name. One day, we plan to become global trendsetters in the art community, and you know, afterwards, you can buy some of our art in the gallery. You can get in while it's cheap now, so. Thanks for helping build our community. Future.
Championship traditions, camaraderie, teamwork, and school pride. Our competitive athletic programs offer students a chance to pursue their passions while developing a healthy lifestyle. On the fields of play and on the courts of competition, they build memories to last a lifetime that stay etched in their hearts forever.
Please welcome International Basketball Federation Team USA member and LABC's Player of the Year Award for Louisiana High School Athletic Association Class 5A,
Good morning. Y'all not loud enough. Can y'all please get loud? Good morning. If you don't know me, I am Javante Smart, a point guard at Scotlandville Magnet High School basketball team. I'm excited about my junior year, but it has been a busy summer for me. For the second year in a row, I have been able to be a part of the FIBA Team USA and represent my country competing internationally. Basketball has opened doors in my life, experiences I could not ever imagine. That's the great thing about playing the game you love and all that comes with it. My mom, Melinda Smart, instilled a strong work ethic in me, and my coaches and teachers have reinforced the importance of that in preparing me for the next level. Sports are an important part of my life, and I'm glad I have the chance to compete in a program like Scotlandville while getting a great education. I'm proud to say I have a 3.5 GPA too. Every day I'm grinding to work hard and make sure I'm the best. I know all my teachers and coaches do the same thing. Thank you for helping build my future. I just want to thank God and thank my mom and my aunt for coming. And I want to thank you guys for coming and giving me the time to talk to y'all. And I want to give a shout out to my school, Scotlandville High. We all won.
Please welcome our Superintendent of Schools, Warren Drake.
Good morning. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, first off, these guys were very humble in what they were saying. You know, Javante, for example, has been on championship teams at Scotlandville. I think Scotlandville's either won the championship or come out second 6 years in a row, right? Pretty awesome stuff. And I did buy one of those artists' pictures not too long ago, and they're not that cheap, okay? I think I bought the which one? And what was the name of it? The Bob Marley. I bought the Bob Marley. I knew as it was being created over at McKinley Middle, I knew what it was. All right. Well, she actually painted the Bob Marley at McKinley Middle, but she goes to Westdale Middle, so I bought it at McKinley Middle. We're not going to slight Westdale. As you all know, that's the only middle school, that's the only school I have ever attended in EBR. I attended Westdale. But I will say this, Mr. Stefan Dessau got us all when he said, hey, we rode the buses today and all the kids rode in cars, right? He got us pretty good. So I rode the bus from the central office, and I want to thank my bus driver, Jessica Robinson. Where are you? You're out there somewhere. Thank you very much, Jessica. It was a great ride, except going over the railroad tracks. I was trying to write my speech as we were going over the railroad tracks. You know, these events are hard to do, and I want to thank Adonica for really, she was the driving force, and we need to recognize this. And people say, why do you do this? But I want you to look around and just think of the enormity of the position you're in East Baton Rouge Parish. I mean, when you go to your school, you're sort of a silo. But when you come here and you see the vastness of what you are a part of and realize it's really bigger than one person or one school, it really makes you realize that the one team, one mission is who we are. We are family. That's who we are, and we're building the future of Baton Rouge. I want to thank all the guests that came today. All of our guests and our partners are so important to us. We have a great school board that supports all of us each and every day, and we can't do it without the community partners, so I want to thank them as well. You know, we've talked about building the future, and we have to understand the importance of what we do. What do? We're providing our students with a pathway to a better tomorrow. And I listened to the speeches earlier, and they're so right. It's about the heart. It's about how we feel about each other. And it's about how we nurture our students academically and artistically and athletically as we move forward. We are 84 schools strong, 41,000 students, 5,600 employees. We're a pretty big deal, aren't we? We're a pretty big deal. We're home to 9 U.S. Blue Ribbon schools, 2 United States Green Ribbon schools, 2 Presidential Scholars this year. We built a foundation last year. That's what we did. You know, with people like Dr. Michelle Clayton right here, who worked tirelessly with our executive directors. And so last year we built a foundation. I'm not going to give you the metaphor of the trees in Southeast Asia. Y'all are probably tired of hearing me say that. But we built a foundation last year with people like Ava Hansbrough, Peggy Leday, Brandon Levatino, Vanessa Piro, Dwayne Fleming, Brandy Johnson, Katasha Edwards. And I'm just naming a few, but everyone in this building built that foundation last year, and we could not do it without you, and we can't do it without our community. When I talk to principals and staff, I talk about urgency. We have to have a sense of urgency in what we do. We cannot wait. I'm impatient. Y'all may know that by now. I don't have a lot of patience. And so we have to strike while the iron's hot. Our foundation has been built. So what do I talk about? No one can do your job better than you. You have to be at school every day. No one can teach your children as good as you. No one can do your job as well as you do it. So my expectation is we're at work every day, because no one can do it as good as you can. You have to model what you expect to see in your students. I rode the bus this morning. I could have ridden with my wife and family this morning, but I'm not going to ever ask you to do something that I'm not going to do myself. Okay? And I will tell you, the foundation we built has produced results. We have grown academically, okay? 6% in English, 4% in science, 2% in math. Our advanced placement scores came out yesterday, and we're in the top 10 in the state in 3 categories. That's significant, but I'm going to tell you it's only just the start. And doesn't it feel good to be a part of something you know is making a difference? It feels good. It really does. But I will tell you this, the last few weeks and the last month has been tough in Baton Rouge. We all know that. Difficult, hard. Baton Rouge is hurting. But it hit us very, very close to home. It hit our family very close to home. Sandra Sterling is one of our bus drivers. She's been in my office several times. Brad Garafola was a student of mine when I was the assistant principal at Broadmoor High School. I remember him vividly as a student at Broadmoor High. Montrell Jackson was a 2001 graduate of Estruma High, and I've already heard the Alumni Association talking about when that school opens, they want to do something to recognize him. It hit close to home, and I will tell you, the word this year is going to be respect. Respect is the word this year. We are not always going to agree with each other, and that's okay. But we always have to be respectful of another's opinion. We have to do that. And I want to thank our law enforcement here today. We have the state police, Mike and Sid, and I don't see Carl Dabity. I don't see him in here, but I think he is here. I want to thank our law enforcement for supporting and for protecting us. Your principals have probably already given you, or they will give you, the principles of performance. These are standards that we developed last year and expectations for each of us to follow. I mean, you know, we are professionals. We are teachers. I am a teacher. For us to be professionals, we have to act professional. We have to be professional and we have to act professional. We have to model the behavior we want other people to see us as. We have to model that. And I expect every one of you to model that this year. Be the professional I know you are. But this word this year is going to be respect. We have to be respectful of each other. When our children return tomorrow, we don't know where they come from. They come from all over, all walks of life. And we have to love them and nurture them. We have to do that. We have an extremely supportive school board, and I appreciate that. Board members, thank you so much. Y'all are so supportive to us. And what we are building, and we all know what that is, it takes an architect and a contractor or a builder. You are the builder. You are the builder. Without you, nothing gets done. If the bus driver doesn't pick up our children, we don't have school. If the cafeteria person doesn't serve food in the morning, we can't have school. Okay? And so all of us, each one of you, if you're a teacher, nurse, whatever it is the most important person in our system. Your job is critical to the success of our students. We have to have you doing what you do best and every day. We're all linked together, and that's why we're here today. I want to thank Dr. Alexander for giving us this opportunity. He was at our event last year. We couldn't really get everybody in Bethany last year. There were people in the halls and outside, and so he offered this to us this year, and we appreciate that because we are all linked together. So I want to talk briefly about the whole child. We teach the whole child. We are in loco parentis. We're in place of the parent. And we've heard today people talk about academics and arts and athletics and character. We have to be good people. We're not always going to make the right decision. And when we make a mistake, you know what we do? We just say, I'm sorry, and move on. We are all going to make mistakes in life. And when we do, just say, I'm sorry. We don't have to have the last word with the parent. Sometimes they just want to be heard. We don't have to say the last word. Just listen. And when you do that, things will change. This system is very, very good. I'm telling you that. I know that. And I can tell you this year, with the foundation built, this year we are going to build from that foundation. I'm going to tell you just a couple of things. This past year, we cut $13 million from the budget, but we also found $3.5 million, not found it, but we moved things around, became more efficient, became more effective, and found $3.5 million to put 12,300 Chromebook devices in the kids of every 5th through 8th grader this year. You think about that. Mr. Ellis, I thank you. I don't know where Mr. Ellis is. He's right around here. There he is, right there. Thank you, Mr. Ellis. And your team at IT, I appreciate that because it is not an easy undertaking. We all know that. I was at Woodlawn Middle yesterday, and I was listening to Ms. Brown talk about how we're going to integrate the Chromebooks into the classroom, how they're going to pick them up, how they're going to take them back. Our children have to come into the 21st century. We are going to be testing on devices. We have to do this. But I will tell you at the same time, we are still operating about $17 million in deficit. And we're going to make changes this year that affect that and get better for next year. I think the biggest problem we have in education, and I think it's always been that case, is that we don't have high enough expectations for our students. We have to expect more from our students. They're just as smart as any student anywhere. And when you put students together, if you put gifted and the poorest and the lowest scoring students together, it wouldn't take very long where you could not recognize the difference between them. We have to expect more from our students, and I expect you to expect more from our students this year. We have to have high expectations, and we have to model those expectations. But I will tell you, our success is going to depend on the intangibles, like respect and integrity, responsibility, honesty, attention to detail, and drive. You know, us giving a full day's work. I tell my kids, early is on time and on time is late. We have to give the very best we have to offer. And we have a lot to offer. And when you look around and see the power of this system, you understand that. We work for the people of Baton Rouge. They are not an interruption of our work. They're why we have a job. They are the reason for us being here. We work for them. They pay us. When they walk in that school, they just want to be heard, and we've got to help them do that. We have to develop leadership in our students. We have to teach the whole child. We must build a strong tradition in each one of our schools and have an alumni group where we can reach out. But we have to, most of all, teach our students to give back. It doesn't matter how much they have. It matters what's in their heart and them giving back to this community. And every student and every school can give back. And I'm so proud when I look at all the different things you teachers and staff and all of your schools have done this past year. In all of the nonprofits that you give back to, I appreciate that. We've got to teach our kids to give back because we have to model what we expect to see. So we've built a foundation, a very strong foundation, and I'm proud of that. And we're going to bring that superstructure up starting this year. You know, when you build that foundation, you look at it and it's not real pretty, but we know that this staff that we have put things into place that are going to outlast leadership, they're going to outlast people, but they will sustain us through the next 10, 20 years when you build those structures in place. And that's what we've been doing. That's the foundation. It's not pretty. But that foundation is going to be coming out of the ground this year. I think you're going to see bigger and better things. I think you're going to see greater growth. But I want you to understand the importance that you are, each and every one of you, in this building right now. And I'm going to end with saying this. In the game of life, even the 50-yard line seats don't interest me. I came to play. Did you come to play? We're not going to sit on the sidelines. We came to play, get in the game, do what you have to do. And God bless you all. Have a great year. I look forward to the best year we've ever had. Thank you so much.
You're okay. You're okay. Superintendent, tell us, what are we doing here today?
Well, this is our annual back-to-school convocation. Every one of our employees will be here today. It's just a magnificent event. Adonica Duggan does a super job of putting it together. We're at the LSU Maravich Assembly Center. We'll have all 6,000 of our employees here. And I want them to take a look around and see the force they are in Baton Rouge. When they see everybody together, this one team, one mission, it's rare that you're going to get everyone together, but this opportunity here gives everybody an idea of what they do and realizing that they are much bigger than what they think they are. Not in size, but in importance in Baton Rouge. So it's really a very special event.
With school starting, what is your message to your employees?
Well, last year we built a foundation. I think this year we're talking about building on that foundation. You know, our staff, Dr. Clayton and the executive directors and all of our staff have worked very hard to put in a foundation, and we've seen growth. We've had growth in English, math, and science, and in our AP scores. We have some outstanding opportunities in the East Baton Rouge Parish schools, and I want parents to take a look at it. But this year we're building on that foundation. We're putting 12,300 computers in the students' hands, grade 5 through 8. That's an amazing undertaking considering that we cut $13 million from the budget and found $3.5 million to do that.
Tell us, what is your message to the public outside about what is happening in the East Baton Rouge Parish school system?
Well, I think the word of the year is going to be respect. Last year, and every year, it's going to be one team, one mission, that each of us is just as important as the other. Whether we serve in the cafeteria, whether we're principal, superintendent, paraprofessional, it doesn't matter. Each one of us is just as important as the next. But I think this year we're going to talk more about respect. You know, with the events that happened in Baton Rouge, they hit pretty close to home. Sandra Sterling is one of our bus drivers. Brad Garafola was a student of mine at Broadmoor. Montrell Jackson was a graduate of Struma High School in 2001. So it hit pretty close to the EBR community, school community. So I think this year we're going to talk about respect. You know, we need to have those conversations, but we have to understand that we're not always going to agree with each other, but we always have to be respectful of each other.
Are you excited about this upcoming school year?
It's great. LSU has been good to us. Dr. Alexander has been a great partner with us, and he's invited us out here, and we're here today. We'll see. Today we're going to have 100+ community members, from law enforcement to college presidents to leaders in Baton Rouge, Metro Council, the legislative delegation, of course, our school board that's been very supportive of us. So it's an exciting day for East Baton Rouge Parish Schools.
If people have questions, like more information, what should they do?
Well, go to our website, www.ebrschools.org, or they can, and from there they can go into an individual school website. It's going to be an awesome year. We're really looking forward to it and building on that foundation.
What's the format for